Nice. Now, you don't just know the more open you are, the more you're going to cut it. So that
Yes.
affects
Yes.
distance, right?
Yes.
I would say when we're calibrating the distances today, I would like you to be just more square.
Okay.
So you can move away from that
Okay.
number.
Okay.
Also, do you always process everything like all the time, or is it just because you're in a lesson?
I do. Well, when I process a lot here when I'm at the range, because I think about what we talk about, and then I feel okay. I need to see what I'm doing. I'm very I really pay attention to feedback. So when I hit a ball and see what it does, I'll just remember, oh wow, what did I just do to make it like go high, and then when it landed, it shot to the right or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, not think about it.
Well, I think
Uh-huh.
think about your setup.
Okay.
Let's say you practice like, I don't know, 5 days.
Yeah.
I would say do that two
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
With short game, do like for 2 days.
Yeah.
But then the remaining 3.
Okay.
What that? How do I say this? At the level you're at,
Okay.
and what we're striving for,
Yeah.
you almost have to do things
Okay.
and not be able to explain them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So what we're saying is it's just a natural movement from
like you have to do,
like,
yeah. So if I were to show you,
yeah.
Okay, if you watch from the front,
Okay.
like I love how you're like, okay, I'm gonna be open, my shoulders here, my weight here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like cut it and then like whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now, what would be even helpful, like more helpful, is I'm gonna take 3.
Sure.
I would say subconsciously just kind of like feel different, like hand stuff. Like, see what I just did? I held my wrist.
Yeah.
And like I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Or like, maybe I'm even gonna like fall back a little bit and then kind of like scoop it under. Right?
Yeah.
So they're doing movements without so much processing will develop a lot of body awareness and touch.
Yeah.
So I could easily like just kind of do this. I'm gonna chunk it, okay?
Yeah.
Like don't analyze that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, oh, why did I chunk it?
Yeah, why did
it's just trying to like widen your range.
Okay.
We're trying to like have your range from here to like here.
Okay.
Without you really explaining anything.
Okay.
And then I think it'd be really cool to be more dynamic.
Okay.
Around the greens.
Yeah, around the greens. Yeah.
Around the greens and 100 yards in, be a lot more dynamic.
Yes, I would love that.
And you don't have to logically process it through.
Okay. Do you think that around 100 yards in, and especially around the greens, it's more of just a feel, natural? Like you were telling me when I'm going to chip and it's really thin, it's really tight, it's more of, I'm not thinking, I shouldn't be even thinking, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this. It's just got to be natural. It's just got to be natural. And then I just,
Yeah.
Wow, this is so cool.
Yeah. But I think if you allow yourself to not look for like a checklist, you'll be creative and try different things.
Okay.
And because technically the short game stuff, I haven't had a lot of short game lessons.
Yeah.
Ever actually. Maybe like one. Maybe one.
Yeah.
Or 2 max.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
A lot of my short game stuff is like what I figured out just being around the greens.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
How much time do you spend on, like, as far as practice?
Yeah.
How much time do you spend on short game? Like, as far as what should I do? And I'm sure it's a lot more than what I do here.
I'm gonna say 70%.
How much?
70%.
Oh wow. Okay.
And 70% because your swing is going to change every round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your short game
Yeah.
will be a direct correlation of your score.
Yes.
So you always want to be sharp and hot and warm with your touch and like around the greens.
Okay.
Now, what I do think is important is when you're doing short game practice, I see a lot of just like, I mean, they're probably doing it right there.
Yeah.
Well, like if they just chip.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What you have to practice is kind of like spread out balls, maybe like 5 to 10 balls. Go through them like you're playing, like as in like the quality of it.
Yeah.
And then try to connect it, like cut it out.
Yeah.
So you're like up and downing it all the time, not just sitting one place and going one.
Which I do too. I tend to do that, and I tend to, I'm doing all these things where you're telling me like I'm doing this and doing open this. And
right.
That,
so you're
waiting
just
forward.
So you're just practicing 3 things all the time.
Yeah.
When you should be feeling 300 things.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a checklist, you won't ever create your own checklist.
I got it.
So create your own checklist now.
Got it.
and then I would love like the next lesson if you're like, Grace, like I kind of like play this shot and I see it coming out like this, but this happens. How can I fine tune this feel?
Yeah.
Or like, because that's where I come in. Like, let's say you do a shot where, you know, like you hold off your face.
Yeah.
And you're like, Grace, I kind of want it rolling a little bit less on my face.
Yeah.
And I want to trap it more.
Okay.
Or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I think you're at that level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds good. That sounds really good. I think my scores will definitely be lower if I so, you know, when I shoot low rounds, it's usually because I'm hitting all the greens because I don't have to worry about short game.
Right, but
So,
that you could, if you're playing 10 rounds, you'll only hit three low scores that way.
Right.
And then under pressure, you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
So if you're gonna play tournaments, and we had that course management lesson last time, you have to practice differently. And then good players, the level of good players, we don't talk about how far or how many greens you hit. Is who is chipping and putting. Like, okay, are you the player where there are 2 players, 3 rounds, right? When you're hitting all the greens, you need to be shooting like 63. I'm talking about 2 different professionals, right?
Yeah.
When you're hitting 4 out of 18 greens, those are they're like, oh fuck, maybe hit like even to 2 over. You just survived.
Yeah, because of your short game, because of how.
Correct. And then if you're hitting like half the greens, you've managed to score anywhere from like 200 to 400.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's kind of what you're looking for now. Not stress-free, hit every green, hit every green, hit every green.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So, okay.
So just kind of be more dynamic, and I would like